inside the Discord sweatshops running the internet. Let's see this.
How can I make people like me more? I asked myself this question when reading about the rock band Geese. In 2025, Geese and their frontman Cameron Winter rose from relative obscurity to being labeled the saviors of rock and roll. Winter even became the muse of legendary filmmaker Paul Thomas Anderson. So how did they pull it off? Well, according to Wired, the rise of Geese was a psyop, engineered by a flurry of fake fan pages and algorithmic manipulation. The story sparked an ethical debate around modern marketing. Some say this practice is no different than back in the day, when music labels would pay off radio DJs with free snow in an effort to get their songs more playtime. Others said that advertising should always be marked as advertising, plain and simple.
True.
Truthfully, I don't care about any of this. What I care about is taking Geese's playbook and copying it to a T. You see, last month we released our investigation into
With the whole fan page thing, there's been like a lot of artists when they first started off, they had their own fan page. Like that shit is not new. I know that shit from Instagram. Like that shit is not new. But this whole new like push with clipping culture, like people paying like other people to push their things, this is a whole new wave that I've been seeing, and it's been people have been discussing it. Like it's a whole new thing now.
The only problem was, they didn't like it enough. And as everyone knows, affirmation on the internet is directly correlated to your value as a human being. So for the past 3 months, I spoke with journalists.
Damn. That means I'm kind of in the low end of the low end of the ladder because I only have what 15 subscribers. That means I'm really on the low side. Sad to hear it,
Military
man.
experts, 20-year-old clipping millionaires, and even Geese themselves, all to answer 3 questions. Number 1, how can I manufacture taste? Number 2, is any of this legal? And number 3, is anything on the internet real? So follow along on my quest to make people like me more.
I began my investigation by reading more about Geesegate. According to Wired, Geese worked with a marketing company that, quote, creates networks of social media pages and uses them to drive the band's music into the recommendation algorithm, manufacturing discourse
Clips.
around an artist.
Clips.
So they were running their own fan pages. Was this really that controversial? Maybe the journalists over at Wired were a bunch of haters. Maybe they were jealous of Cameron Winter because they, too, wanted to become the muse of Paul Thomas Anderson. Or maybe they were onto something. A specific word kept popping up in articles about Geese's sudden rise. PSYOP. This term has seen a resurgence in recent years, specifically among your Facebook-pilled grandma's favorite manosphere influencers. To learn more, I called up Sergeant Major Herb Friedman, a leading PSYOP expert.
The first time I heard of the term psyop was from a video called Love Island is a psyop. That was the first time ever in my life I've seen and heard that word psyop, and I had to go look it up what it actually means. I couldn't
An
believe
historian who
there
has
was
been
a word
quoted
for
by
that,
outlets such as
for such
CBS News and
actions.
The Washington Post. Unlike podcasters Sean Ryan and Chase Hughes, the 90-year-old Herb didn't have a large YouTube presence, which meant he had to earn my trust before I could take him seriously.
My first question for you, I'd love if you could introduce yourself.
Herb Friedman, an expert on psychological warfare because nobody else is much interested in it. And that's pretty much it. Just something to do when you get old and you want to.
Yeah, nah. He's seen some things. He's seen some things. You could tell, man. Man's old. He's decorated, bro. Look at the back. I don't know what exactly like each stripe means or each badge means in the army. I'm not really like tapped in like that. But my man looks like he is proven to be capable of something. He has a certificate up there, there. One right here for oh, he graduated from community college. Okay, I think that's what that means. And he has other certifications over there. Then I mean, he looks well decorated.
Little gray cells that keep popping.
Herb explained that PSYOP, short for psychological operations, refers to military campaigns that are designed to get inside the heads of adversaries. From the infamous
It's
Trojan.
no longer military. I'm telling you right now, I'm not even no conspiracy theorist or anything. It's no longer military only.
Horse to Operation Wandering Soul in Vietnam. It was almost like a Cheshire cat, using media and illusions to manipulate your target's perception.
So in the past, you said that PSYOP is closer to public relations than it is to brainwashing, right?
It's exactly the same thing.
Walk me through a PSYOP campaign from start to finish. Is there a specific style? Is there a specific...
Just to go back to what you said, PSYOPs was not well known in World War II, particularly in the Marines. The Marines basically wanted to kill Japanese. They didn't want to PSYOP them. They had no interest in being their buddies. But there was some Marine.
Early on in our conversation, it appeared like Herb was more interested in promoting his blog than answering my carefully prepped questions.
By the way, I've written articles about everything, so I've got an article on this subject in Saipan. The website is SciWarrior.com. I'm not pushing that. I'm just letting you know that if I mention a subject, that means I wrote about it. And it's unbelievable.
But there was no free clout here. I had to reel Herb back in.
So I was reading this CBS story from 2011. There's some pretty interesting PSYOP campaigns that have come up over time, some that you've written about and talked about.
About 90% of all the pornography in World War II came out of Germany and Japan. And I talked to the fellow that did them. And I said, how could you do that? There was bestiality, and there was child sex, and there was, oral sex and anal sex. And I said, how could you have done that? And then
for the next 10 minutes, Herb proceeded to explain in exquisite detail how the Axis powers would drop pornographic leaflets from airplanes in an attempt to make American soldiers miss their wives back home. What our enemies didn't realize, however, was that our military was full of a bunch of little freaks.
What it was, so what the
They
Germans
love
did, the
that
Japanese
shit. I mean, let's keep it a buck, bro. During war, you're surrounded by nothing but other niggas. I mean, I'm not saying, nah, I'm saying, if they drop that shit, I'm running. I'm running. I'm running to go pick that shit up. After somebody has taken it, you know what I'm saying? I need somebody else to go like check it out before I do, because I'm not trying to get surprised by a bomb. You know what I'm saying? You never know what they could fit a bomb into. One day I like, bro, I swear they're trying to work ways to make paper into bombs. That is my first and only conspiracy theory. Somehow they're trying to make bombs fit, be as skinny as paper, and have visually look like paper, right? And then boom, they got you. That is my conspiracy right there. My first conspiracy. I just came up with it right now, a few seconds ago. Does it have any grounds? I mean, what conspiracy theory has grounds? Oh, fuck. Actually, a lot of conspiracy theories have grounds nowadays. There's a lot of shit is just going bad.
didn't realize they were making us feel worse. They were making us feel better. They gave us something to do. They gave us something to collect and something to pass back and forth and read and laugh at.
Facts.
Because the English was always terrible in it,
Just to interrupt you briefly, you're saying that some of these pornographic pamphlets that the Germans and Japanese were producing almost became like trading cards in a sense?
Yeah, so that's exactly how it worked. It was a long time, and you had to amuse yourself for maybe 4
I wonder
years.
if they saved any of those trading cards.
Eventually, I steered the conversation towards Geese. What did Herb think about the band's marketing tactics?
I think most importantly for the context of our conversation, I'm curious why you think Wired used the term PSYOP.
Because they didn't have a clue what PSYOP is. The PSYOP officers have to follow certain rules. One of the rules is you must tell the truth. You're not allowed to lie, because if you lie, the first time you're caught in a lie, everything you say now has been discredited. Now, if you want to lie, you can lie, but then who do? Pick up the phone and you call up those guys over in Langley.
Essentially, Herb was saying that the CIA does employ disinformation campaigns.
Also, I'm guessing that the word psyop is used to try and tell the public that, like this certain thing is not as authentic as you might think, or it has some ulterior motive. I'm not talking specifically about geese right now, but I'm talking about when they use like psyop for certain things, like the video I was talking about. What is it? Live Love Island is a psyop, right? I think you're just trying to tell people like this thing, this brand, this show, this whatever has ulterior motives than you might think. It's not just entertainment, it's not just music, it's not just a show you watch. That's what I'm getting from the modern use of psyop.
Campaigns to enact change in other countries. But PSYOP is something different entirely, more similar to simple persuasion. With our time running out, I made sure to ask Herb one last question.
So put yourself in my shoes. Hypothetically speaking, you're a journalist, right? Looking to get his work seen by more people. What tactics can you learn from PSYOP to get more people to essentially like you?
Be very clear, and I would say I wouldn't go too far astray. I mean, I would be careful how I worked. Try not to insult anybody, and that's kind of hard sometimes because there's a lot of stupid people out there.
Yep. Be
Following my
very clear.
conversation with Herb, I realized something.
I'm gonna use psyop as a way to get popular. If you ever see me with 100,000 subscribers, 1 million subscribers, just know I use the psyop method, and that's how. How would I do it? How do these people like without buying, of course? Like, how do they? Well, now that's kind of stupid because I was gonna say, how do they buy their way to fame? But I just said without buying. But how does one use psyop to get more popular? Like, I would love to get 100 and 1 million subscribers one day, like as under my name, like Chiotu. Like, I would love that shit. But like how these people are doing this whole shit, bro, like it's so weird. But it's part of the journey. Maybe I'm gonna figure it out. Maybe I won't. You try your best. Don't really care about the results, but you always try to improve what you do. Focus on what I can do. Make my videos better. Maybe, speak more clearly. Maybe, what I'm saying? There's always something that you can do. I can't worry about somebody subscribing or not subscribing. Like I can't control that. But I'm saying, I guess they can with the psyop shit or something like that. I don't know. I'm just
Unless
yapping
I
to
wanted to
yap.
rent an airplane and drop leaflets from the sky, I would need to do more than just a PSYOP to get attention online. Everyone around me seemed to be on their phones all of the time. How could I break through the noise?
A round of applause to everyone that watches my streams. For the first time in 30 days, we hit 1 billion clipping views on all platforms.
Whenever I opened up social media myself, I kept seeing clips of a 21-year-old streamer named Neon.
Isn't this guy racist? Is this how are racist people making? Is he racist or is he? I don't even know, bro.
I'd never heard of him, and I certainly never watched his streams, but he seemed to be everywhere.
So you want to get paid for clipping? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you guys a step-by-step of how you can clip for this streamer, Neon.
Neon, do you actually pay clippers $1 million a month?
Yeah, I told myself I'll never talk about this, but fuck it.
As it turned out, it felt like Neon was everywhere because he was spending millions of dollars on so-called clippers.
I'm Sydney Bradley. I'm a
Bruh. So they're actually paying their way to success? With like, bro, are they making that much money that they can just pay their way to success from streaming? It's crazy.
senior reporter at Business Insider, where I cover tech and media.
To learn more about clipping, I called up a journalist who has reported on it previously.
My first question for you, what do you think about the band Geese?
Okay, so I'm actually a pretty big Geese fan. Also a big Cameron Winter fan, and I don't typically see my music interests overlap always with my work life. But when I came into work a couple weeks ago and Geese was on the homepage of Business Insider, I was like, oh no, the worlds are converging.
After trading takes on the best songs in Geese's catalog, we dove into the subject at hand.
Walk us through what clipping is.
In the most basic sense, it's taking clips from longer form content, whether that's podcasts or.
Wait, isn't this guy the guy who was on drugs or something, who was crashing out as so, I don't know, bro. I swear it's him. Yeah, Fusi. I hope that's how you pronounce his name if you see bottom here. But yeah, isn't he the guy who was on drugs or something? Then he made a big return, then crashed again, and then I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I swear I know something.
Live
Know something.
streams and putting those into really viral, snackable little clips that you see more so in the short form video format. Anything that you can clip will be clipped at this point. And the thing about it is, like, it still has to be good. Like, you can't make viral content off of something boring. So these clippers are sometimes turning boring things into way more entertaining little snippets. It's how I actually find a lot of podcasts myself.
Sydney explained that agencies such as Clipping.exe or Clipping Culture run coordinated campaigns to push their clients onto For You pages.
I'm not surprised that this guy is part of the whole clipping thing. Like you see him on every single thing, bro. You see, like, even random YouTubers that you'd watch, and suddenly, oh, they talking about this guy, he's doing collabs. He was doing collabs a lot. Like, I remember seeing him almost everywhere at one point. He was doing, like, bro, that's
Across
crazy.
the globe.
When you were kind of going down the rabbit hole in your reporting, what were some of the prime examples that stood out of, let's just say, either successful or notorious clipping campaigns?
At the time I was writing this, it was right around Coachella. And so I was in these, I think I was in some Discord groups and other clipping websites. A lot of them were for clipping performances from Coachella. And I thought that was really interesting because my entire experience of watching Coachella this year was really on TikTok. I didn't realize that those were paid campaigns. I just thought these are fan cams.
Is this not illegal? Is it not illegal to? Aren't they basically advertising and not stating that it's an ad? Because they're technically paid to advertise them, so it is an ad. Or am I getting it wrong?
I'm so used to fan edits. I was a Tumblr kid, so any fan edit has always landed on my screen somehow.
One of the keys to making a clip go viral is making it seem as organic as possible, which means leaving out those pesky learn more disclosures that come with paid ads. In her reporting, Sydney asked lawyers and experts an important question. Is this practice legal?
The general consensus was that the FTC hasn't cracked down yet on clipping, but that doesn't mean that they won't. And that's been the case for a lot of media over the years. The other main takeaway I had from these lawyers and experts was that an ad is an ad if it's an ad. And if you are paid to promote something, it is still an advertisement. And if you want to play it safe, you should disclose that.
As we continued talking, I thought about some of the videos I'd seen online.
I made thousands of dollars with clipping.
This guy made $43,000 in just 2 months.
I made $1,000 in 30 days on a brand new TikTok account. And
Sure, Sydney was doing her job as a journalist by looking under the hood. But why rain on the parade?
So there are a lot of people out there making money as clippers, and I guess I'm curious, are you worried about being labeled a narc?
I mean, my job
The answer
isn't
should be
to
no.
Put down. I'm
No.
not fighting people. So if I am labeled a narc, it wouldn't be the first time.
While informative, my conversation with Sydney didn't solve the problem. I still needed a comprehensive strategy in order to make people like me more.
Yes, I also need the strategy, bro. I've been waiting for it so I can copy it to a T, then wake up tomorrow with 1 million subscribers.
So why not go directly to the source?
Hey, that was a good beat right there.
So we're
driving to Kansas City, Missouri right now. It's like an
Misery.
8-hour drive from Chicago. It's my first time in the city, and yeah, we're going to interview Evan Stamfield. He's the 20-year-old CEO and founder of Clipping Culture, one of the biggest clipping agencies in the world. Yeah, it's a long-ass drive. We're really passing through a lot of cornfields to get there, but we're committed to the bit here at Powder Blue. Should we pack it up? Yes.
I didn't know much about Kansas City other than its beloved sweet barbecue sauce and one Mr. Swift. But there must be something in the water here. I could feel that our oracle was within reach.
I wrote down these notes. Stop me if you recognize them. Blood on the bottom of Louis V. Steppers. Coke on her nose. She knows she need answers.
I have never heard of that.
They're lines from the Aussie rapper YNG Martyr. I read that he was your first client.
Yeah, very cool. Actually, I didn't know that he wrote that, but
Evan explained to me that he grew up dreaming of shooting photography and video from NFL sidelines. The only problem?
I looked into it. I'd be lucky to make $50K out of college, and then at a high senior position, which takes years to get to. At one of those jobs, you're lucky to make.
And also a lot of gatekeeping. People don't know, yo, those type of things, niggas be gatekeeping, bro. Don't ask me how I know. They be gatekeeping, bro. Tell you, those jobs come hard. They don't come easy. They don't come easy, bro. I'm telling you.
$50,000 a year, rare do you see 200,000, and I had bigger ambitions than that.
Cutting together highlight tapes for his high school football team translated directly to something else: clipping. His friend, Grayson, ran several Instagram pages and had several people editing for him. One day, young Martyr DM'd one of the pages.
I was like, yo, sell them on clipping. Tell them about clipping instead of just running on one page. We could run it on hundreds of pages. And they gave us a $2K budget. We made I think 20% of that, which was $400 or something, which is a lot of money at the time. And we spent, I believe, the 2K budget in less than 24 hours, and we generated him 20 million views. So it was
In early 2025, Evan dropped out of college, and the pair's agency, Clipping Culture, was born.
Say I have a video, right, or a campaign, and I want to make it go viral, hypothetically speaking. Walk me through a campaign if I approach you from start to finish.
Yeah, so first process, jump on a call, understand your vision, understand what content you have, understand who you are, and that's the main thing. From there, we'll send you a questionnaire. Just fill in this questionnaire. It's what content do you want clipped? Do you want people to tag you in the caption, yes or no? If so, what's your app on Instagram, on TikTok, right? So we'll get all this information. Main thing is obviously content. That's with every marketing. You can't just create virality, especially with boring content. So we want to make
Evan explained that when he posts a new campaign and takes his commission off the top, the remaining budget is paid to clippers based on the views their clips receive. Throughout our conversation, Evan used the term boring content multiple times. If you can make boring content go viral, you typically get paid at a higher rate than if you clip an already popular video from, say, Mr. Beast. In other words,
technically, that is a good thing. I'm glad that they do it. It is a good thing. You were able to take a nothing burger into, fucking Wagyu. Does Wagyu go on burgers? I've never had Wagyu. What is Wagyu? I've only heard the term Wagyu. I know it's meat, but I can't remember if it's steak or I don't know. But my statement still stands. It still stands.
Boring content. Betas do not.
How have you met, clippers within your network and kind of built this community, this small army or militia?
A lot of other agencies don't do this, and we do. We create group chats, private group chats, to make sure that they feel prioritized. And if you feel like a human, a lot of the time they just feel like a number in our community, but we want them to feel valued.
The strategy of treating human beings like human beings is working. In September, Clipping Culture.
Hey, shout out, bro. Shout out, bro, for running. Hopefully, a good business. You know what I'm saying? Treating people like people. Hopefully it's true, man, and not just him saying shit.
12,000 clippers. These days, that number is over 100,000.
I think average lately we're getting about 1,000 new.
Oh wait, they're not even technically employees, right? Aren't they seen as contractors or something like that? I know there's a term like where you're technically not employed but technically are employed, but you don't have a fixed salary. Like your salary is what you were able to earn from your work and not set in like, oh yeah, I'm paying you, let's say 2,000 a month. It's not like that. I think they're technically called contractors, like the clippers that work for him, this guy on the screen right now. I think they're called contractors. I'm not too sure.
Users joining per day right now. Most of them UK, like Europe area. But yeah, we have clippers worldwide, all over the world. We have clippers in, India. We have clippers in the Philippines. We have clippers in like Japan, China, like all these countries we have clippers in, and it's super unique to be able to sell to clients that maybe are based in India and they want Indian clippers, or maybe they want, Hispanic clippers or Latin American clippers. Like we have these clippers.
Yeah, it's kind of
Shout
like how
out
the
to
British
them.
Empire used to talk about, the sun never sets on the British Empire. They were in every single time zone. It's like you all have clippers in every single time zone.
Yeah, no, for real.
I asked Evan who some of his favorite clients were. He mentioned Selena Gomez and Logan Paul, as well as a product called Hostage Tape. Some clients were a little more secretive, however.
Are there any clients since that maybe you haven't talked about previously that you're like, those were kind of like crazy moments for you?
Yeah, I wish I could talk about one. There's one that I want to talk about, but I just can't. But it's a game, and it's probably top 3 video games of all time.
GTA 6?
Unfortunately, no.
Soon though, next year.
Maybe. Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
But
2 years, 5 years. Who knows when it's coming out at this point?
Hopefully, I think it's next in 6 months from now.
That's what they said. I don't know.
To wrap up our conversation, I made
Third most popular game of all time. So it has to be live service because not a lot of games hold the top ever. I know Minecraft is the top selling, followed by GTA 5. GTA 5 is the second highest selling game, I think. I'm pretty sure it is. So third, keep in mind what these people do. The game needs to have content after content. So it can't be a single player game because a single player game ends, right? Unless the company keeps putting out DLC for each chapter, story, whatever. But that's not really likely and not a thing I think a lot of companies would do. So it has to be a live service game. We have CSGO, we have Valorant, we have Call of Duty, we have Apex, it has to be a live service game. That is my theory. Let me know what you guys think, but I'm pretty sure it's a live service game.
sure to save
Could
one
be,
final
oh my gosh, it could be even mobile. I was thinking about PC. Mobile games make stupendous amount of money. So it could be a mobile game. What's a mobile game that's very could be one of the Clash of Clans or Clash Royale games, but their ads, Clash of Clans ads really suck. I'm not gonna lie to you. Their ads, official ads, they fucking suck. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know, bro.
question for Evan.
I'm sure you've heard the phrase the attention economy before, right? Yeah. There's more clippers fighting for people's attention every day online. Where do you think this is all going? What will the internet look like in 5 years?
I think people's attention span is getting shorter and shorter every single day, especially kids nowadays, especially with iPads. I don't think, if anything, it's going to keep getting shorter and shorter. I think people are just going to continue to fight for attention, and those that understand clipping is going to stay on top. Andrew Tate did this in 2020. Like, he was the most Googled person for some time, and he was paying clippers. Those people that capitalize it, those brands that capitalize it on it now, that will stay on top for sure.
If we zoom out, big picture, clipping culture, what's the vision? What do you want to build here?
I want to build a $1 billion company. I think this is the future.
As Evan, at 20 years of age, began expanding on his lifelong dream of becoming a billionaire, I began to realize something.
Why? There's never a reason to be a billionaire. And I'm not even talking from a standpoint, or like, oh, billionaires are bad. Or what. Nah, I'm saying like, for, when you become a billionaire, oh, okay, cool, you became a billionaire. Like, because your company is good, you were able to, like, all that shit, right? With the thing of my goal is I want to be a billionaire. There's never a reason when you think about it. There is no reason. You could say I want to be well off. You don't have to be a billionaire to be well off. Some people say generational wealth. You don't have to have $1 billion to be generational wealth. This old money thing that people be talking about, almost all those people never reached billionaire status. There's only a handful of billionaires out there, true billionaires out there, not these ones where, what I'm saying, they're stat padding, you know what I'm saying? But there's only a handful of them. There's no true reason to be a billionaire other than the fact that you can say, "Oh, I'm a billionaire." Right? It's always for other people. It's not for yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's for you. I'm not gonna say this kid has an ego or anything because I don't know them, but that thing is a very egotistical thing because there's no need for it. Like if your company is truly good and becomes a billion dollar company and you in turn become a billionaire, there's nothing wrong in that. That means your company is good. You, sir, behind it, you, ma'am, behind the company are fucking genius. And that's what people should focus more on trying to have a good company, a good product, a good brand, not the fact of, oh, I want to have a billionaire status. Certain people cut corners to get to billionaire status and in turn start ruining their reputation of their company or of their brand, whatever, to get to a higher status. Focus on having a good brand, a good business. All those things will follow as more customers get onto you.
Clipping wasn't just a new layer of marketing, it had become everything. According to one estimation from New York Magazine, these days, 90% of what you see on the internet is advertising in disguise. On the drive
Damn.
back from Kansas City, I thought about the original mission of this trip to figure
Is that based on short form content only or long form? I feel like I don't run into a lot of long form, undisclosed advertising thing. Or maybe I have, but I feel like I haven't. So this has to be, yeah, since more people are on their phones, I assume that studies from short form content, from content that is mainly consumed from cell phones like your Instagram, your TikTok, and all those social medias. I think that's what this study is based off.
out how to clip my way into relevancy. But I left with a new understanding. Maybe nothing on the internet was real after all. With every day that passed, it felt like the only way to make friends and get people to like me more was to be seen. The path to being seen, however, was littered with manipulation. Though as a creator, that was just part of the job, right? Besides, if a viewer didn't know something was bought and paid for, well, then that was on them. I couldn't be held responsible.
So what's your take?
We need better media literacy in this
Media
country.
literacy is your ability to read the media, not just consume it.
1 out of 5 American adults is illiterate.
Would you say you have
When I say I have media literacy, I think when it comes to certain topics, I am more literate than others. But in my like day to day, unless something is bad, where like it tickles a part of my brain, where like, okay, no, I can tell this person is trying to create an argument, or I can tell this person is trying to push an agenda. I think on my day to day, I'm more just, just consuming whatever is in front of my eyes. But I think if I were to put it at a scale from like 1 to 10, I think my media literacy and try and like seeing what's actually in front of my eyes, I probably would put it at a 6. The reason it's beyond 5 because a lot of things that are pushed on the internet is subpar propaganda. Like I'm not saying I'm immune to propaganda, but a lot of the propaganda that I see is subpar, where I can see through it. I'm like, yeah, so that's why I'm above 5. So I put myself at 6. I feel like I am, but in certain things, I don't know. Maybe I'm just inflating my own stats.
good media literacy skills? Yes, I watch video essays too.
Misinformation has become a public safety crisis.
Still, I kept seeing people talk about this crisis we were supposedly in, of declining media literacy and screen addiction. If we all seem to know this was a growing problem, who is actually doing anything about it?
Most people know that they're being fucked with. You know, most people know that they're being treated like a consumer, you know, like how do I part you from your dollars? Most people kind of know that, but we're all fatigued.
I don't think most people know that shit. Like, I genuinely don't think, like, unless you said, most people go to the default mode of, no, I'm just watching TikTok, I'm just watching shorts.
And too tired to really think about it and do something about it. And we just want to get through the day and have the small joys and pleasures that we have, not really understanding how over time that accumulates or is habit forming.
Keisha Howard is an independent video game developer born and raised in Chicago. This year, she released Mindfo, a puzzle game that forces players to escape a game of misinformation.
Media literacy, I believe, is one of
I
our
wonder
most
if it's a good
urgent,
game. Let's look, actually, let's look it up. What am I saying? Let's look up the ratings. You know, ratings don't always show if a game is truly good or bad, but you know, just curiosity's sake. Here's the ratings of the game. It doesn't have a lot. It only has 3 reviews from Steam. One good recommended, the other one recommended as well. And then they only have one that is not recommended. But when I read it, the guy is not complaining about the games. Is complaining that the game is kind of short. They love the idea. They love the game. Wait, why did they not recommend it then? Why this, you know, downvoted instead of upvoted, but say you don't like the length of the game. I was able to finish the game, but I don't think much of it really made sense. I like what it's doing, the idea. I don't know, it's their vote, it's their review. But yeah, that's it. That was for all those who were
media literacy, I
curious.
believe, is one of our most urgent challenges that we face today, especially with youth. And like, how do we start teaching that, you know, especially in the age of AI, right? So
True,
Mindful was like
true.
my attempt to make a very serious, urgent topic fun and accessible. What if it's just like a scary survival horror game? You know, what if it's just like a little psychological thriller that you have to make it through, but at the end you're left with like some cognitive expansion, like you're able to use your brain in ways that you're not really incentivized to do in our online spaces. You're incentivized
Keisha
to
recently
stay
teamed
there.
up with a local nonprofit, 826 Shy, to bring Mindfo to after-school programs, letting students play the game and teaching them about the harms of misinformation and screen addiction in the process.
Damn, that's
What have you
motion right
learned
there.
from working with this next generation, Gen Alpha? Like, are their attention spans officially cooked?
I don't think so. I don't think their attention spans are cooked at all, especially like super young, not super young, but before they get to like puberty, like 14, 15 years old, high school, they're still imagining things. They still have a lot of play in their hearts. They still
Good,
have
good.
ideas to explore. They still have questions to ask. They still have natural human curiosities, and it's so refreshing to help facilitate that within them. So, and they don't necessarily just need screens. They're not craving screens. And
She believes that the reason the program is resonating with her students is because it cuts deeper than just talking about media literacy.
There was one student in my class, and she had on a Juicy Couture velour jumpsuit. And I'm just like, why did you wear this? Why are you so into early 2000s fashion, early 2000s aesthetic? She said to me, she was like, well, I wear this because back then, you know, people went to parties and they hung out with their friends and everything wasn't recorded and everything wasn't online. And I
Aw,
just wear
that's
this
cute.
because like this represents all the promises that were broken to my generation. I was
That's
like,
cute.
fuck. That's
Hey, shout out her, man. Shout out her. Shout out her for thinking about that, for thinking that far ahead.
True
Shout
though.
out her.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we did have more fun back then. And we did have more meaning. And things came with an attachment to an experience that a shared experience, a shared reality. And I find that a lot of young people sort of yearn for this time that they are not experiencing.
What Keisha said hit me like a ton of bricks. Sure, millennials with their skinny jeans and Harry Potter obsessions constantly dripped with cringe, but the death of a monoculture meant the death of a shared language. Every time I walked outside, how could I trust that the person next to me even lived in the same reality? Maybe the real way to get people to like me more was to actually create spaces for my neighbors, not engage in psyops or flood the internet with clips. After all, maybe you couldn't really manufacture taste. Taste can only be earned by the people you know and love. As I thought about how I could begin using my platform to enact change in the real world, I received a notification. See, throughout this month-long journey, I'd been using every industry connection I had to try and get in contact with geese. And it turned out that they now wanted to talk to me. They hadn't officially commented on the PSYOP story, and here they were, offering me first dibs. So I dropped everything and hopped on the next train to O'Hare International Airport. Who needed all that sappy kumbaya shit anyway? After all this time, I would...
This nigga just called that little kid's moment of thought some kumbaya shit.
finally have it. The power of Geese's secret sauce in the palm of my hand.
Geese, you're the hottest new band in rock. You've been called art for an artless era. How did you trick so many people into liking you?
I fucking knew it. I was gonna say, wouldn't it be funny that he's talking to an actual geese? But I knew it. I knew it.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, the clips, the fake accounts, that didn't really make a difference. What really worked for you all was following a military PSYOP strategy. That makes a ton of sense. I'll have to try it sometime.
Hey, so I had some feedback on Opé du cocaine. Sonically, I think it works. Lyrically, my last question for you here, which do you think will get first? Widespread media literacy or GTA 6?
Yo, shout out, bro, for this video. This was actually a good video. I enjoyed this. Yo, it's Chio too. I'm out of here.